Welcome back to my channel. In today's class, we'll be discussing about the types of sentences. There are three types of sentences, namely simple, compound and complex sentences. Before discussing about the types of sentences, let's revise a few basics in grammar. What is a subject? What the sentence is about is the subject of a sentence. For example, in the sentence, she is tall, she is the subject. You can replace she with any other subject such as my mother is tall, my brother is tall, giraffe is tall, etc. What is a predicate? A predicate tells about the subject. For example, she is tall. My mother is fat. My sister has a baby. So, the part of a sentence that talks about the subject is called a predicate. What is a phrase? A phrase does not contain a subject and a verb. For example, in the east, great beauty, on the table, etc. What is a clause? A clause contains a subject and a verb. For example, it is raining. So here we have a subject and a verb. There are two types of clauses, the independent clause and the dependent clause. From the very word, it is clear that independent clause is independent. What is the meaning of being independent? You don't need anyone's help and you can stand on your own. You can apply the same meaning here. An independent clause is independent. It can stand on its own. For example, I was very happy. Dependent clause. Dependent clause, unlike the independent clause, is dependent. It always needs help and it is constantly dependent. For example, when the president arrives. Well, here you have a subject and a verb, but still it cannot stand on its own and it needs the help of another phrase. For example, when the president arrives, I would bake a cake. When the president arrives, I would get his autograph. So the sentence is not complete. It cannot stand on its own and therefore it's called a dependent clause. Types of verbs. There are two types of verbs, namely finite verb and non-finite verb. Well, a finite verb has a subject and can function as the root of an independent clause. So now that we have already seen what an independent clause is, a finite verb has a subject and it also acts as the root of an independent clause. For example, look at the following sentence. I live in Germany. Well, live is the verb here. Now you can change the form of tense here. I live in Germany, I lived in Germany, I had lived in Germany, etc. So that is called a finite verb. Whereas a non-finite verb, the verb usually is a gerund, infinitive or participle. Well, in a gerund you add ing after the verb, and when it is a participle you change its form by adding ed or adding has been, have been, etc. Living in Germany makes me happy. Here, though the verb is living, you cannot change the form of living. For example, living is a verb and you cannot change the tense of that particular verb. Well, let us look at a combination of both. Someone tried to refuse to accept the offer. Here, tried is a finite verb and refuse and accept are non-finite verbs. Well, here, tried, you can change its tense. Someone tried, someone had tried, etc. But in refuse and accept, it is a verb and you cannot change its form. What is a simple sentence? Joe went to the store. A simple sentence has one subject and one predicate. Joe is the subject here and went to the store is the predicate here. It has one finite verb. We had already seen what a finite verb is. It has a subject and can function as the root of an independent clause. So, went is the finite verb here. It has one subject, one predicate and one finite verb. Compound sentence. The moon was bright and we could see our way. This is one sentence. Now look at the second sentence. The moon was bright. The moon was bright. It makes complete sense. It is sensible. The moon was bright is a complete sentence. The third one, we could see our way. Both the sentences give complete meaning. These both sentences are joined together by and. And is a coordinating conjunction, and these two sentences are joined by a coordinating conjunction called and it is called a compound sentence. These two sentences, when separately spelled out, still gives a meaning. It can stand on its own. The sentence is meaningful, but still it becomes a compound sentence when it is united via and, that is a coordinating conjunction. Therefore, a compound sentence has two or more main clauses. The moon was bright is a clause and we could see our way is a clause. So, you have two or more main clauses in a compound sentence. What is a complex sentence? They rested when evening came. Well, this sentence can be divided as they rested and when evening came. Here, they rested gives complete meaning. They rested is a sentence that can stand on its own. It is understandable and it is meaningful. They rested. But when evening came cannot stand on its own, and you will have to add another phrase or clause to make it meaningful. When evening came, I made tea. So when evening came cannot stand on its own, it is dependent, and therefore in a complex sentence you have one main clause and one or more subordinating clauses. Well, now they rested is the main clause and when evening came is the subordinating clause. Kindly note the difference between a compound and complex sentence. In a compound sentence, you have two or more main clause, and in a complex sentence, you have one main clause and one or more subordinating clauses. Well, I repeat, in a main clause, the sentence can stand on its own, it gives meaning. But in a subordinating clause, the sentence cannot stand on its own and it does not give meaning. Thank you. Hope you understood.